Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally October. This means we got the MLB playoffs, and both the college football and NFL seasons are starting to get pretty interesting. We'll talk plenty about those and much more right here on College Crossfire. I'm your host, TJ Krulitz. We're glad you're spending your Wednesday night with us here, and we hope to provide you a great show. We got plenty to talk about tonight in the world of sports, but before we get to that, I want to share that today's show is brought to you by Cap Metro, Austin's transit system. We connect you to work, school, play, and everywhere in between. So plan your ride at capmetro.org. For those who have never tuned in before, here are the rules for tonight's show. There'll be 3 rounds containing 3 questions each, and for every round, I'm going to dish out points in the amounts of 3, 2, and 1 based on our contestants' answers. Whoever has the most points from their answers by the end of the 3rd round will be crowned as this week's College Crossfire champion and will get the return for our next episode. But there's a catch. Everyone must know before we begin our 3rd and final round, better known as rapid fire, it's worth double the points, meaning no lead is safe. Also, our contestants have not yet been able to see or prepare for these questions whatsoever, so they'll have to think on their feet and come up with their idea of the best possible answer. If there's a tie by the end of rapid fire like last week, I have a bonus question ready that will help determine our Crossfire champion. Now that we've reviewed the rules, let's finally introduce our contestants. And on first base, he's looking to make it 2 wins in a row. No one's done it yet this year. Please welcome Isaiah Lazos. Got the mic, man. Come on, man. Introduce yourself.
Isaiah Lazos, currently sitting at 1-0. I'm trying to go 2-0 and then keep my crown.
All right. And then at second base, making her first College Crossfire appearance, please welcome Penelope Fleming.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. First timer, but I'm ready to take this crown.
All right, all right. And then the last guy, and on third base, also making his first College Crossfire appearance, please welcome Louie Perez.
What's up? I'm Louie Perez. Also my first time on Crossfire. And I'm here to take Isaiah's crown like he took the other guy's crown last week. So.
Ooh, all right. Yep, got some smack talk pretty early in Crossfire already. That's what we like about the show, though. And now that we've introduced our contestants, it's time to begin the game. The first question I have for you guys is, after a bye week, Texas football is on its way to Gainesville to take on the Florida Gators for their first SEC matchup. Starting with a W will be a huge step in the right direction for a team that a lot of fans have been pretty worried about. We all know quarterback Arch Manning needs to step up for us to win, obviously. But the question is, who else do you see as the biggest X factor to lead the Longhorns to victory over the Gators? And Isaiah, I'll start with you.
Okay, I'm going to go with Texas's 3rd-string running back, Jarrett Gibson. And I say that because with Contravion Wisner and C.J. Baxter out, you need a strong run game to take the pressure off of Arch to get his passes to his targets. So if that 3rd-string running back can step up with the other 1st and 2nd string out, it'll be really impactful in taking the pressure off of Arch.
Definitely the run game needs to be pretty good in this game. Jarrett Gibson's a good answer, a.k.a. Joseph Duffy.
So I'm going to take a different route. I'm going to say the offensive line as a whole, and if that's too vague, we'll say specifically Brandon Baker. He is stepping in for Andre Kojo, who is injured right now. He's going to be playing right tackle. And I'm just really nervous about this because they have lacked a lot of depth to begin with. They lost 4 out of 5 starters from last year. And now, going on the road to the Swamp, it's going to be a tough, loud environment, and there's just really no room for missteps. We just can't have Arch getting rattled. And I think, if he steps up big and proves that this not all leadership and cohesion is lost from last year, I think we'll be in a good spot against the Gator front 7.
All right. I really like that answer. Not really focusing on one specific player, but an entire position, which is a good answer. Louie, round us out.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to go right here with redshirt freshman Parker Livingston. And I chose him because he's a redshirt freshman, and he knows exactly he knows the stakes of being on this Texas football team. He knows that we're high profile. Everybody's looking at us to make mistakes. So he definitely knows what's at stake going to Florida for the first time. And I think that Florida's going to look to Texas to run a lot of run game. I think that's where we've consistently had the most success in our last few games. So hopefully he can open things up for the running game and then get some good passes going.
Yeah, honestly, great answers all around. I do agree with Parker Livingstone. He needs to start playing like he did earlier in the season, even though it's just been a few games that he's been not really having too much of an impact. I'm going to go with Penelope with the 3 points here right now because I do like the offensive line. They had some struggles with Ohio State. This is the second time this season where they're going out to a challenging road game. The offensive line needs to be at the top of the game, especially to protect Arch Manning. I'm going to go with the 3 for you. The 2, I'm going to go Isaiah. I think that the run game is going to be more important than the pass right now, especially just establishing, you get in the crowd a little quiet. You got to get that run game going before opening up the pass. Isaiah, Louie, I liked your answer, but I just think that the other 2 are better, but I'll give you the 1 here. Going up to the next question. With a few huge games last week in the college football slate, it seems that the playoff picture is starting to take shape and very the slightest. Although still far from over, tell me a team currently in the top 12 of the AP poll that you think will not make it to the playoffs. Penelope, I'll start with you.
So this might just be wishful thinking here, but I really do think OU is not going to make the playoffs in light of this recent John Mateer injury. Very devastating stuff. I mean, it's such a shame because he, as much as we don't like them, he was looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the country. This offense was rolling. They were really looking promising, but I think all that momentum will be lost because the earliest it's looking like he can come back is for the Ole Miss game in late October, and by that time they'll have lost to us, obviously. I'm going to say they probably lose to South Carolina, and then he's coming back just in time for Ole Miss, Tennessee, Bama, Missouri, and LSU. So all SEC teams, all ranked opponents, and I just don't think he gets his groove back, even if he is fully ready to go against these tough opponents that he's coming back to.
Yeah, that injury is going to be brutal. I just have the slightest thought in the back of my head that he's going to play Red River, though. I just have the slightest. Louie?
Yeah, for this one, I'm going to have to go with the Alabama Crimson Tide. Just because simply the fact that their last few games have been kind of tight, and the AP polls do heavily go based on how you score. So look at the Texas Longhorns, for example. Our game against UTEP, we won, and then we still dropped in the poll because it was not a devastating win like everybody thought. So the Crimson Tide, all their games have been pretty close as of late. And then they also have a tough road schedule coming up and away schedule, SEC schedule just in general. There's no cupcakes in the SEC, by the way. And I also think that there's a lot of pressure on the Alabama just because of their rich history, how many national titles they have. So I definitely place a lot of pressure on the athletes to perform, and that can lead to devastating losses, which can pull them out of the poll.
All right, going with the Crimson Tide. And then Isaiah?
So initially, I was going to go with OU because of the John Mateer situation. But I truly think he's going to be back for Red River. I feel like it's a game he's not going to want to miss. I think he's going to speed up the recovery just for that case. So I'm going to go with Penn State because I think they're in the top 12. They're one of 4 teams with 1 loss. And I think they're ranked number 2 in the preseason poll, and I just don't think they should have been ranked that high to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good answer. I feel like I have to go with the 3 has to go to Oklahoma and Penelope's answer here again. I do think that John Mateer, his injury is going to be brutal for them. Their strength of schedule ranks 8th nationally right now. Are they going to be able to keep that going, especially if they lose to somebody like Texas earlier in the season? The second one, the 2, I'm going to have to give to Isaiah again. I think the inability to win big games for Penn State is going to be a huge part in Penn State potentially collapsing in the season. Also, they just have Drew Aller. And then last, Alabama is a great answer. I just think that maybe they have had close games, but that Georgia win was very impressive, especially since that Bulldogs team just beat Tennessee the week before. But anyways, we have made it to the last question of the first block, and that is, following another week, Texas volleyball is still undefeated and still ranked number 2 in the latest rankings. The team has had wild success in the last few years, winning back-to-back national championships in 2022 and 2023. But the roster has had a lot of turnover. To you, who has had the biggest impact this season in helping Texas stay at the elite level they are at? And Louie, you're starting off.
Yeah, so I think there's absolutely no doubt about this answer for anybody, and that's junior outside hitter Tori Stafford. She's a 2-time All-American, first-team All-American last year, and she's coming from Pittsburgh, who's made the last 4 Final Fours. And that definitely brings a lot of experience, having the Final Four, getting to play in a big stage like that. And bringing that to Texas, we have that winning culture. That's definitely something that's a key asset for us. And then there are times this season that there are 3 freshmen in the front row. So to have a veteran presence like Stafford on the court at times is definitely key, especially in big games like the Stanford game. And her ability to put down balls is unlike any other outside hitter that I've ever seen. And yeah, she just has the biggest impact so far.
She had some big shoes to fill with, Maddie Skinner, of course, graduating, moving on to the professional league, and she's done pretty well. Isaiah, you're actually going next.
I'm also going to go Tori Stafford because her impact is because of her high offensive output, and her ability to play the front row as well as the back row is really versatile and really impactful to this Texas volleyball team.
All right. Penelope, Shirley.
Good answers, guys. I agree. I think she's amazing. I covered my first Texas volleyball game the other day, and she just looked incredible. She was all over the place. She logged 15 kills against Missouri, and, I think experience is something that, it's so invaluable with just such a fresh group, because no matter how talented you are, if you have people that know how to win and have the experience that she does, like coming somewhere as, established as Pitt, and, she's gone as far as to the semifinals before, so there's no reason why with all these assets around her that she can't, level up everybody. So.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Tori Stafford is the obvious answer here. I was trying to see if anyone would answer something else. I'm not surprised. Making my job a little bit harder, though. I'm going to give Louie the 3 here because I did like that you brought up the experience that she had in the transfer coming from a successful program like Pittsburgh. Penelope, I'll give you the 2 because you brought up recent stats, the 15 kills against Missouri. She's the team's kill leader, obviously, and she's done a great job doing that, and she's still doing, she's doing great against Missouri. Isaiah, I'll give you the 1 here. And the first 3 questions are in the books. All 3 contestants showed some fight, but they still have 2 more rounds to go. There's still so much more to talk about, and this is still anyone's game. Coming up on the next block, we venture to the professional leagues, talk some NFL and the MLB playoffs. All of this and more on College Crossfire. And welcome back to College Crossfire. After 1 round, we got Penelope right now in the driver's seat with 8 points, and then we got Louie and Isaiah tied for second at 5 points. So once again, overall, a great first round from our contestants, but it's time to transition to some other topics in the world of sports and begin round 2. Question number 1. The NFL season is now 4 weeks in, and the players drafted in the 2025 NFL Draft are starting to show their potential. Maybe if they're going to be a star or bust or, maybe neither. To you, Who right now is the best rookie in the league and why? Louie, you start.
Yeah, so to start, I'm going to have to go with Abdul Carter for the Giants. And I'm simply choosing him just because of his versatility on the field. He's able to play multiple different positions, and he's shown that he can deliver in key situations. And just it's also good to have a different kind of presence. A lot of teams might not be looking him on the scouting report because he is a rookie. And I think that's always helpful down in the stretch in big games and tight situations.
All right, Abdul Carter. Giants got a lot of good rookies on their roster this season for sure. Penelope?
I'm going to go with Emeka Ibuka for the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think he is just really dominating right now. He is leading all rookies right now in receiving yards and touchdowns, third only behind Amon-Ra St. Brown and Rome Odunze. And so he's up there with the greats already, and I do wholeheartedly believe if the season were to end today, he would be Rookie Offensive Player of the Year. And, he's only going to continue to get better. He's only going to continue to get more attention and targets from Baker because neither Chris Godwin or Mike Evans are 100% right now. So it's only up from here.
I was about to say the injuries to that wide receiver core for Tampa is definitely helping Emeka Ibuka out right now. Isaiah?
I'm going to go with Jackson Dart. The Giants, before him, they started off 0-3, and they had a veteran quarterback in Russell Wilson, and they just couldn't get it done. They've had a lot of different quarterbacks in the receiving room, or in the quarterback room. They have a lot of options, and then once they picked Jackson Dart to step up this last week, they finally got their first win. So I feel like them being able to finally win a football game is really a testament to how impactful he's been this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's great answers. I really like the Jackson Dart answer. I think that's – I just have to – I think I have to pick Abdul Carter for the 3 here actually still, though, because he is leading the rookies in pressure. He's got the 2.5 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. He has been a great impact for the Giants. I'm going to have to go with Jackson Dart here with the 2 points because he has automatically made a huge impact for the team. He's playing great. It doesn't look like Russell Wilson's going to see the field again for the Giants this season. Penelope, I like your answer. I wanted to give you more points, but it's just tough. I mean, there's a lot of good rookies out there. Emeka Ibuka is a great rookie as well. Going into the next question, we have the MLB. I got big baseball fans here, right? Oh, big baseball fans? Good. All right. The MLB wildcard games are going on right now with the Reds and Dodgers battling it out in Dodger Stadium as we speak. In order to win in the playoffs, you have to have a competitive pitching rotation, obviously, which many of the teams currently do. In your opinion, though, which playoff team has the best starting pitching rotation and why? Penelope?
I think it's the Fightins. I think it's my Philadelphia Phillies. I think, even with the loss of Zach Wheeler right now, we still have great productivity out of Sanchez and Suarez. And then we do have a great frontline closer in Durantula. Joan Duran. So, as long as we get a little bit from each and every one of them, I think we're going to be in great shape.
Absolutely. And then, Isaiah, you go.
I'm going to go with the Dodgers because they have Shohei Ohtani, and that is my only reason. He's the best pitcher in the MLB by a mile, and I feel like any team with Shohei Ohtani puts him ahead by a mile.
Definitely. I don't know if he's going to be pitching this postseason, though. I think that's going to be I think he might not. We'll go with that answer. Louie?
Yeah, flat out. I have not been keeping up with MLB pitching too much.
Oh, come on. You got to just act it. You got to fake it, man.
But from what I have seen, I'm going to have to go with the Boston Red Sox. Just because I do know that they have a good mix of veterans as well as not so veterans. But I think that's always good, just so you have a wide variety instead of being so heavily loaded on one side, whereas having one good, solid ace, and then the rest of your pitching staff goes downhill. I think the Red Sox do a good job of having one really good pitcher and then going forward, just midway.
Yeah, Boston definitely has a strong rotation, strong bullpen, I think. I'm gonna give the 3 points though to Philadelphia. They have a battle-tested front line. You named off the starting pitchers that definitely have an impact, and I think that the Phillies do have the best, if not the best, starting rotation. I think it is the Dodgers, but Isaiah, I'm going to have to give you the 1, unfortunately, because it's not going to be because of Shohei. It's because of Yamamoto, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, those players. But Louie, I'll give you the 2 here. I do agree with the Boston Red Sox having a good lineup. All right, moving on to the last question. This one's going to be great. If you believe in miracles, the American Ryder Cup team was very close to delivering a historical Sunday comeback against the Europeans at Bethpage Black. Well, there's certainly a lot that went on over the weekend in New York. One of the main takeaways was that the European golfers were just simply better, and that American captain Keegan Bradley had some questionable decisions on the lineups and who he picked to be on the team. In your opinion, who would you have added to the American Ryder Cup team this year to have given the Americans a better chance to win? Isaiah.
I'm going to go with Keegan Bradley. And my reasoning for that is because he's played in 2 Ryder Cups previously, and his veteran leadership would have impacted a lot in this Americans run.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you. Penelope?
I'm going to go different answer, or different person, but same sort of answer because, you know, as we were talking about with Torrey even before, experience really does matter. I'm going to go with Jordan Spieth because I really do think he was snubbed, even though he's been kind of meh this whole regular season. He did finish with 4 top 10 wins in the regular season. He is coming back from a wrist injury, so we'll give him a little grace there. But he wasn't playing bad by any means, and he just has the experience of 4 or 5 actually Ryder Cups under his belt. So I think we actually really could have used him.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with the former Longhorn. Louie?
Yeah, with this one, I'm going to have to go with a very different answer from my other 2 contestants over here. I'm going to have to go with Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler, just because he has proven that he can deliver through adversity in any type of situation. And I think that would have been key to the Ryder Cup for Team USA down in the stretch. Definitely 100%.
Wow. Yeah. Certainly got the popular answer here. It's the wrong answer, unfortunately. I have to give you I like the creativity. I have to give you creativity points. The creativity points, unfortunately, is just 1 point, though, unfortunately. But I'm gonna go with the number 1. The 3 points, is Keegan Bradley. I think that is the obvious choice out of all the people that were snubbed, is that he should have just picked himself. He's on a good streak right now. He had a great year. He even won a weekend tournament. So I think that he should have been picked, but by himself, obviously. Jordan Spieth, great answer as well. Just hasn't been too consistent recently. So I'll give you the 2 there. Another round is in the books, though. After the break, it'll be time to head into the most exciting part of the night, rapid fire. The intensity will turn up a notch, and the win, you have to go all gas, no brakes. Stay right where you are because it'll be time to decide our College Crossfire champion once and for all next. Welcome back in the College Crossfire. After round 2, we got Penelope still in the driver's seat at 14 points, and Isaiah Lazos and Louie Perez still at 11 each. So we got 2 blocks down, and only one remains, and that is the best round, rapid fire. This next round is for it all. Once again, the points are doubled, and the panelists have not prepared for these questions. It's going to be all gas, no breaks from here on out, and let's get right into our first question. The Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers had one heck of a game on Sunday night. With so much drama surrounding the game, a lot of people were displeased with how it concluded in a tie. Well, let's say you're the commissioner of the NFL, you're Roger Goodell, and you were tasked to get rid of ties altogether in the regular season. What would be your idea to get rid of ties in the NFL? How would you make it a, winner-takes-all situation? I told you guys, it's a good
Okay,
one.
so I would have one overtime, and if there's still a tie at the end of the overtime, kind of like how this last game went, I'd bring out the kickers.
Yes, I like that. I like that.
Because, I mean, they're really important to
That's
the
a good
game. Field goals, extra points, that all matters. But then this would make it to where it really matters. You start at the 25-yard line, and you go back up like 15 to 20 yards further and further, and then it's a shootout.
Yeah.
Penalties.
Hey, I know Jerry Jones will be agreeing with you right there, man.
I like that idea of like a penalty kick sort of thing. I'm just going to start putting everybody, I'm just a lot more basic, but just put everybody in the red zone. You get, after the first overtime, it's like you just have one shot to get in there, sudden death. And,
Okay.
Flip a coin.
So kind of similar to college.
Exactly.
overtime kind of-
Exactly. It just
Alright.
gets the job done. We're all ready to go home.
Yeah.
It gets to a point, you know?
All right.
Yeah, I definitely think that they should just continue doing like the regular overtime rules until somebody scores and the game's over.
Like some sudden death.
Yeah, sudden death, that's just keep it going, and they should definitely offer some coffee, maybe some energy shots to everybody in the stands, because that game going past 12 o'clock is absolutely insane. So
Yeah, that was like, what, 5-hour game? Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got the points I got the points for the first question. I'm not going to tell you who won. We're going to decide that at the end of the show, obviously. So the next question we got, after the MLB season concluded, several managers were fired or parted ways with their respective teams. Some of the big names include Rangers manager Bruce Bochy and Giants manager Bob Melvin. While it might be tough to be a manager in the MLB, it is objectively harder to be the GM who has to fire the manager. So we're going to play some Act It Out. Let's say you are the GM and your manager has been underperforming. Let's say he's just been underperforming. How do you let them know that they won't be returning? So I'm going to be the bad manager, all right? You guys talk to me and fire me, basically, all right?
Get out of my face. I've seen enough out of you.
Just-
But short and sweet, like just you're done. I'm not
man.
a long convo.
What if this is like a respected manager though? Like what
No.
if it's ooh,
I would respect you if you won.
I like
No.
it. I like it.
Cut to the chase. Get out of my face.
All right.
I would simply get with my manager over dinner, maybe something nice. Of course, it's on me.
Oh,
Of course,
no.
because I'm about to take him out of his job. Of course, it's on me. And I would simply just say, look, man, you're not cutting it. That's like
So do you tell that before the
you're fading out,
appetizers
that's
come
it,
out?
like-
you tell with the bill? Or?
I'll bring it out I'll tell him with the bill at the same time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I'll be like, yeah, that's it.
Bringing it all the way. He's
not
thinking
looking
he's
good.
got a nice dinner,
Yeah.
and you're gonna say, cut it. Okay.
Why do you
I like
deserve
it.
a nice dinner? You know?
He's about to not have a job.
His fault.
I think you hire the new guy without him knowing, and then have the new guy tell him, and then so maybe he'll do better at his next job.
So you just he walks into his office one day, and that's just gonna be him. He's just gonna be the new manager.
Exactly.
You know what? That's a pretty creative way. I wonder if somebody's ever. That's some crazy. All right, I like those. That was better answers than I thought we were gonna get from those. So, all right, we got the last question of the rapid fire round. We'll have our winner after this question. EA recently sold their company, the Silver Lake and Affinity Partners, a Saudi Arabia public fund, for $55 billion. The iconic video game company is known for making some of the best sports video games of all time. But still, there are plenty of other sports video games made by other companies that are equally as popular to the public. So to you, what is the greatest sports video game you've ever played and why?
Wii Sports Resort. That I don't care that
Hey.
it's not like professional. I think, you know, you get a little bit of everything. You know, even if it gives you the chance, even if you're not, you know, prolific at the sport in real life, it's a video game. You can do whatever you want. And, you know, that island is beautiful. I've always wanted to go. Wish I'm, like, really pulling for, like, a real Wii Sports Resort, like, place, like a Disney World sort of situation.
Might be on to something.
So yeah, I don't care that it's not professional. It's like you can dabble in a little bit of everything.
What was your favorite like mode?
Ooh, I like the sword fighting.
Yeah,
I like
that
just
one's-
like going
that
like
one's
that.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
golf is nice.
Uh-oh. Wait.
All right, I'm gonna go with the original College Football 25, the old one, the one with the mascot mode where you can they fight and play each other. That's it. That was not a good answer as the Wii Sports, but that was a really good answer.
For this one, I'm gonna have to go with Rocket League.
Oh man.
Rocket League, simply just because it combines two different sports into one game. Like if you're really into racing, F1, NASCAR, stuff like that, and if you're really into soccer, I think that combines two really unique sports into one different game.
Yeah, car soccer, man. It's one of my favorite video games growing up, dude. What's you ever play it?
Here and
Just
there.
Here and there, here and there. Just a casual player. Yeah. All right. Well, we had plenty to talk about tonight, so let's wrap this show up. Finally declare our winner. So this week, we do have a winner. We don't have a tiebreaker this time. This week, the College Crossfire champion is, we need a drum roll. It is Penelope Fleming winning on her first show. And do we have time for FaceTime? Yeah, we do.
Oh.
All right.
It's an honor. I'm very blessed and humbled to be in this position, and I'm looking forward to next week.
All right, yeah, I got a return for next week. Try to defend your crown. Unlike Isaiah here, sorry, man. You did good, though. Everyone did good on the show today. But great job out there tonight. All three of you, congrats, Penelope, on the win. And that will wrap things up for us here on College Crossfire. Here, you can go ahead and take that trophy.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who makes this show possible, from the contestants to the in-studio personnel, all the people in Master Control, especially our executive producer, Gabriel Silva. And to you, the audience, thanks for watching. Remember to tune into our other shows here at TSTV Sports, which include the 1-0 Sports Show on Friday at 11 and College Press Box next Tuesday at 6. We're glad you joined us here for College Crossfire and hope to see you next Wednesday at 9. This has been TJ Krulowitz. Have a great night.